Okay. I see it's 4 o'clock sharp.
Yeah.
I
Exactly.
guess we can get started. See, some people are signing up. Okay. Hello, everyone. Okay, we are getting started in a minute, just to make sure everything is up to date. Okay. All right, I see. Ready? Hi there. Hello. Hello, Branimir, Georgia, Alex,
Oh, so many
Desislava,
people.
Jelly, Martin, Mono, Eva, Boris, Duka. Hello, everybody. Marco. All right, wonderful. You guys keep signing, and I will get started. Welcome to the webinar, How to Select Your First Semester Courses. My name is Maya, and I'm the director of the Advising Center at the American University in Bulgaria. My name is Maya Parmakova, and I am delighted by the opportunity to have a chance to chat with you about this exciting topic before you have arrived on campus. I know selected your classes is really exciting thing to think about uh, during the summer. First of all, I would like to thank my colleagues from admissions who have organized the webinar. Again, I do appreciate that opportunity to talk to you early on. Secondly, I would like to thank you for your interest, for the emails that I have received. I did my best to answer all of them today after my week off. I hope you guys got the responses and now you feel better about the topic of selecting courses. And finally, I would like to thank Victor, who is sitting next to me, and he
Hello,
can say
everyone.
hello as well, who is helping me and making sure everything in terms of technological support is available. I'm really feeling very comfortable when Victor is here, and I feel a bit nervous when he leaves the room, but I'm
I will
sure
stay
he will
for
be
the
here
whole
for the
session.
entire time. Okay. All right. So, what is the plan? We have scheduled an hour for the webinar, and the plan is the following. I will have a short presentation to you devoted on course selection for your first semester, which will last about 20-30 minutes. And after that, we will open up for questions. You will be able to type your questions, and I will do my best to answer all of them. So we have about an hour ahead of us to talk about the very important topic of selecting courses for your first semester. Let's get started. Okay, you have here the link to the Advising Center website. And again, my name is Maya Parmakova. I am the Director of Academic Advising Center at AUBG. One of the goals for the center is to help students with their course selection and course registration. So let's get started. After making the decision to come to AUBG, you will be making many other choices. It's all about making choices. And this webinar will guide you through the choices you need to make regarding your first semester schedule. And I decided to make this in steps. So the very first and important step of your making choices is how many classes you will be taking in your first semester. All of us here at AUBG would like that you're very successful in your first year and by the end of your studies at AUBG. And we recommend that in your first semester, you take 5 or 6 classes, which means about 15, 17 credit hours. Every one of the classes carries 3 or 4 credits. Following that math, it means that you will need an average of 15 credit hours per semester in order to graduate within 4 years. It's a simple math. 4 years by 30 credits by year, that makes about 120 credits you will need to collect in order to graduate. So again, in your first semester, we recommend you take 5 or 6 classes, which is summing up to 15, 16 credit hours. And this helps you to progress towards the overall goal of achieving 120 minimum credit hours. So this answers the first question, how many classes? Now we will continue with the other steps, which will show you which are the groups from which you will be choosing your courses. Again, the next couple of steps will include choosing among the following groups of courses. The first group is called Foundation Courses. The second group are the courses by majors. They include prerequisite courses, required courses for the major, or elective courses. The third group you will be choosing your courses in your first semester are the so-called courses from the general education program. And the final fourth group you will be choosing your courses are so-called elective and language courses. So we will be doing one by one, step by step. So hopefully this really makes a good sense to you. Let's move to the next steps. The foundation courses, as I mentioned, is a group that you will be choosing courses from. English 101 Exposition is a 4-credit course, and ironically, this will be your first class. It has been already selected for you because it's one of the foundation courses to be taken during your first semester. Every first semester student will be taking English 101 Exposition. So every one of you will have this course in your first semester schedule. Next step, also foundation course, is Math 100 Introductory Mathematics, which carries 3 credits. This course is a prerequisite for all the other introductory mathematics and for some science courses. You will see that while placing your course requests in the AUBG course registration portal, you will have the option to sign for a Math 100 Introductory Mathematics placement test, which is scheduled during orientation. If you pass the placement test, you will have a space for another course in your schedule. But now, as a start, you will select this course as a placement test. I would like to make a note. If you have taken SAT, you have submitted your results upon admission, and your SAT math score is at least 590, you don't have to consider taking the Math 100 course. All right, so this was step 3, which included the foundation course on mathematics. We move to step number 4, which includes another foundation course, and this is English 100, English Structure and Grammar, also a 3-credit course. This is a foundation course for your verbal skills. It's a similar thing like the previous course. While placing your course requests in the AUBG course registration portal, you will have the option to sign for the English 100 English Grammar and Structure placement test, which is also scheduled during orientation. If you successfully pass the placement test, you will free up a space for another course in your schedule. Similar note, like for the previous course, if you have taken the SAT test and if you submitted your result upon your admission and your reading score is at least 25, you don't have to consider taking the English 100 course. Now, so much about this foundation course. And now step number 5 includes another foundation course. This is statistics, also 3 credits. Statistics is to be taken in your first year. Now you have a choice here. You can decide whether to take the course in your first semester or in your second semester. But you have to take the course within your first year. Again, you decide in your first or second semester. And one recommendation from us that we recommend to take Math 100 Introductory Mathematics before taking the statistics course. In other words, if you plan to take Math 100 Introductory Mathematics this semester in fall 2019, most likely statistic will be taken in your next semester, which will be spring 2020. So much about this foundation course, which concludes the group of all foundation courses. And one more actually, which comes with 0 credits, also foundation course, is AUB 100 Steps to Success. This course is to be taken in your first semester. It consists of series of workshops which aim to help you to make the transition from high school to university, hopefully helping you develop life skills needed to succeed throughout your academic career at AUBG. Some of the topics which the course includes are managing time, managing stress, addressing addictive behaviors, selecting a major, listening skills, note-taking skills, and others. Now, this was the last foundation course from the first group. Now, we can move to the following step. Now, this is the group of courses by majors. All of you are interested and consider 1 or 2 majors, or even if you haven't made your mind about a specific major, you will probably do that in your first and second year at AUBG. Some of the courses are prerequisites, and I'll give you an example. If you are interested in the business major, you will need to take Eco 101, Principles of Microeconomics, Eco 102, Principles of Macroeconomics, and Statistics, which are considered prerequisites for this major. In other words, these courses will build the foundation on which you will continue building your knowledge, taking the specific courses within the major. That was an example for prerequisite courses. I will give you now an example for a required course. If you are interested in the major political science and international relations, you are very likely to sign for the Post 101 Introduction to Politics in your first semester. And this course is a required course for the political science major. So that was the second group that you will be choosing courses from. These are the courses which help you to move towards the major and are either prerequisite or required courses. Let's move to the next group of courses you will be choosing from. This is the so-called General Education Program at AUBG. This program consists of total 12 courses, which you will be taking throughout your 4 years of study at AUBG. And these 12 courses may be chosen from 7 general education categories and they are: first category, aesthetic expression. These are courses devoted on the fine arts, such as drawing, theater, different instruments. You will need one course from this category. The next group of courses you will be choosing from this program are the historical analysis courses. You will need two courses devoted on history. Next group is textual analysis. You will need another two courses devoted on literature. The following group is moral and philosophical reasoning. These are usually philosophical, religion courses. You will need two courses from this category. The quantitative reasoning category also includes two courses, and these are the math courses. Every one of you will need to take two math courses, whether algebra, finite math, or calculus. You will need to make the decision. The scientific investigation is another category, and this includes scientific courses such as physics, astronomy, biology. You will need one course from this category. And finally, the social and cultural analysis category, which also requires two courses. Example of this category are economic courses. If you take microeconomics and macroeconomics, that will be your two courses in this category. In short, you will need 12 courses in 4 years from 7 categories in the general education program. That was the third group of courses you will be choosing from. And finally, we are moving to the last group of courses you have opportunity to select from. This group is called elective courses or language courses. Let me explain what elective course means. The elective courses at AUBG do not count towards neither the major program nor to the general education program. These courses simply bring you credits, knowledge, and/or fun. For example, you may decide to take the INF 150 Personal Productivity with Information Technology course because you would like to master your skills with Excel and other spreadsheets. And this will be an elective course for you in case you're not pursuing the INF major. This will be something extra which will bring you credit, specific knowledge, and hopefully fun. All right. So let's move to the next slide. Some more details about the language courses is provided in this slide, with a major meaning that some of the language courses could be elective, but some of them also bring general education credit. For example, introductory courses to the French language, German language, Bulgarian language, and Spanish language are elective courses. If you're planning to major in business, economics, mathematics, history, etc., and you would like to take language courses, they will be elective courses for you in this case. Please note that language proficiency is a requirement only for the European Studies major. Some of the courses offered within this department bring general education credit, though. Example is the MLL 175, Introduction to Language and Culture. This is introductory course to the Language and Culture minor. Education credit, and they're listed here. This is intermediate French 1, intermediate German 1, intermediate Spanish 1. And my last note on this slide is in case you have studied some language in high school and you would like to move to a higher level language course here at AUBG, for example, intermediate. If you're interested whether this is possible, my immediate answer is yes, this is possible for you. The only thing you will need to do is meet with the instructor, and this will take place during the drop week, the first week of the semester. Instructor will give you a placement test, and based on the placement test result, the instructor will decide which is your level. So you can eventually move directly to the intermediate level of the language that you have already studied. All right, so much on this group of courses that you can choose from, the electives and the language courses. And now, if we are to sum up, I can give you an example of your selection so far. This is a review of your choices. English 101 exposition is in your schedule. As we mentioned, every first semester student has it in their schedule. Next comes Math 100 Introductory Mathematics, and for now, it will stay as a placement test in your schedule. Next will be English 100, English Grammar and Structure, also staying as a placement test. Eventually, Statistics, Eco 101 Principles of Microeconomics, and the one which you will need to take in your first semester, AUB 100 Steps for Success, 0 credit. If we sum up the credits, that will make 16 credits total, which is a perfect load for a first semester student. I would like to make a note. Previous one, yes. The placement test for these courses with a little star, when you register them in the registration portal, will show up with 0 credits, meaning that these are pending. And I would like to tell you to not be surprised if you register for the Math 100, English 100, and 3 other courses, 3 or 4, and you see the total of credits is 10. This is because the courses you register for the placement tests, such as Math 100 and English 100, will appear as 0 credits. And this will be until you take the test and you find out the result. Again, if you pass the test, you will have spot for another course or courses you will need to fill in your schedule. By then, your Math 100 and English 100 placement test will stay on your schedule, bringing 0 credits. Okay, so just to summarize, in your first semester, there are 4 groups of courses that you're choosing from. The first group is the so-called foundation courses. Example of the foundation courses in this schedule are exposition, introductory mathematics, English structure and grammar, statistics, and steps for success. The second groups that you can choose from are introductory courses to your major or prerequisite or required courses within the major you are interested. Example of such course here is Principles of Microeconomics, just assuming that you are interested in economics major. You can also take courses from the general education program, which consists of several categories. And one good thing here is that some of the general education courses actually count as required courses for your major. Example is the ECO 101 Principles of Microeconomics. This is a general education course and at the same time is required course for the economics major. The last group you can choose from are the elective and language courses. If you have studied language and you would like to continue your studying, you can select a language course. And it could be count as elective or in some situation can also bring you Gen Ed credits. In sum, these are the main 4 groups that you can choose courses from, and this is how your first semester schedule can look like, totaling about 16 credit, which again is a wonderful load for a first semester. Any questions related to the groups of courses that you can choose from? You're welcome to type up the question. I have a couple more points to make throughout the presentation. The last step after you made your selection will be entering your course requests in the AUBG student portal. The time frame to do that is starting today, July the 15th through August the 12th. I know some of you tried to enter their requests on Saturday and Sunday. However, the portal was not activated. My colleagues wanted to for you to have the webinar to see some of the tips and steps to take today. So effective today, you can start entering your course requests and you can continue doing that until August the 12th. You have a tutorial listed here where all the steps how to make and enter the course requests are given. After you make those course requests within the portal, my colleagues from the registrar's office, they will pre-register you for minimum 3 of the courses you selected. And again, this is only the very initial step of the course selection and registration process, which we start now and we will continue when you come for orientation and when we start the semester. It's a very long process which we start now, so keep in mind that everything that you're selecting now can be modified and changed throughout this long process, which starts today and will end up on the last day of Fed Drop Week, the first week of the semester. Let's move to the next slide. All right, this is exactly what I mentioned. Course registration will continue on campus during the orientation week. So we have several stages of this process. Again, the first one is now throughout the summer. Next stage will be orientation week when you come to campus. And then you will have chance to meet your faculty advisor, your student advisors. They will have an opportunity to look at your selection and provide their feedback on your selection. During orientation, we will introduce you to the official AUBG registration portal, which we used to call rec at aubg.bg. This is our official registration portal, which is working on campus. And finally, during orientation, you will be able to select your courses based on the times the course is offered and the specific instructors. The first stage of the registration now is a bit more general. You will be selecting the courses, and then during orientation together, we will be going into the specifics of when the course is offered, which is the exact section you would like to take, which is the exact time and the instructor you would prefer to take the course with. Okay. The next slide, this is it. Okay. And this is a repetition of my words. Your course schedule will be finalized at the last day of the drop week. Until then, feel free to contact us anytime you have questions. I have here my email, the student advisor's email as well. I already took my 1 week vacation time. I'm here now, available to all your questions via email or phone call. So anytime there is something that doesn't make sense, please shoot me an email, give me a call, either to me or the student advisors. That was in a nutshell, and in 10 steps, how you can approach the course selection process. And I would like now to open it up for some questions. That was exactly 30 minutes, as I promised. 30 minutes of the presentation, and I would like to welcome any questions that you may have now. Meanwhile, until you think of some questions, I actually took some of the questions that some of you asked via email already. So I'll use this time to answer those questions again, because these particular questions may be of interest to some other people. So Victor will help me to move to the next slide, where I have examples of some questions. Yes. Is this pre-registration required, or I can choose my courses when I arrive on campus? Very good question, and thank you for asking. You can do either way. There is no wrong if you do your course registration and selection when you arrive on campus. However, starting the pre-registration now will give you some advantage in terms of your access to courses. Let's say you have interest in some specific courses, and the sooner you place your request for these courses, you will be in a better position to have access to the course. This was to study 1 major and 3 minors at AUBG. I said, wonderful question. Depends on many things though, and will be good to discuss that in person when you come to campus. It really depends on which are the major and which are the minors. Every major and minor comes with certain amount of credits you will be earning from them. And remember, this math really depends of the overall goal you have at AUBG, which is earning 120 credits, minimum 120 to graduate. Me with the specific major you have in mind, specific minors you have in mind, so that we can do some calculations and see how this idea to combine the major and some minors will help you achieve the main goal in terms of amount of credits, or 120 credits minimum in order to graduate. Now, let's see whether we are getting some questions.
Switch to white.
Lots of questions. Wow. That was the, these are the greetings from the very beginning.
This is probably First.
Aha, yes, what kind of math is on the placement test exactly? All right, I have a typed answer to this question because it's asked very often. Students interested in finding out what is exactly on the math placement test and English placement test. And I contacted the faculty from the mathematics department and the English department who provided specific answer to your question. And I would like to go back to this slide. Victor, can you help me to one of the last slides in my presentation? It has an answer to the question, what is going to be on the math placement test and the English placement test? Okay, further. Yes, before that. Here comes the answer from Professor Tatiana Ivanova from our math department about the Math 100 Introductory Mathematics Placement Test. The Math 100 Placement Test lasts 1 hour and consists of approximately 18 questions, each given with multiple choice answers. The goal of the placement test is to test objectively the basic knowledge and math culture of the student. We need just a standard level of high school mathematics so that the student can follow the GENET math courses without difficulties. Any special preparation for such a test would give a wrong, non-adequate picture and is not good for the student. So simply, Professor Ivanova is telling you that you can rely on the high school math preparation that you have for the test. And she's very specific about the duration and the number of questions. All right, that was about the math placement test. Now we have an answer from the faculty, from the English faculty, about the English placement test. It was either the next slide or the previous, so the one before. Here we are. Here comes the information from Professor Michael Cohen from our English department about the English 100 English Grammar and Structure Placement Test. I'm reading his answer. The English 100 English Grammar and Structure Placement Test is an essay question where we will evaluate your abilities in English. You will write a short essay on a simple topic and we look at how well you respond to the question and organization, coherence, syntax, grammar, etc. You will have 2 hours to complete the essay, which is more than enough time. I hope you received a very detailed answer to the question, what is going to be on the math placement test and what is going to be on the English grammar and structure placement test. Thank you for these questions. Wonderful questions so far. Let's have a look at some other questions. I really appreciate your interest. And I'm also very appreciative to Victor, who is helping me with what kind of math is on the placement test exactly. All right, that question was answered. Let's see some other questions. I thank you for being so clear. My question is about the SAT. I did it in March and I got my scores after the admission had ended. Is it possible for me to send them now? Do it ASAP, as soon as possible. Yes. Send your SAT result immediately to your admission. I have met minimum requirements. I don't have to take intro math in English, right? If you have submitted your SAT results and the results are above the mentioned minimum, yes, you don't have to worry about Math 100 and English 100. Instead, you can select 2 other courses for your first semester schedule. Thank you for the question. Let's move to some other question. All types of math. Okay, this one after. Some more. I see there are lots of questions and we're trying to read through them. Thank you for your patience. We will go at the time we have received them, so we try to do our best to answer all of them. Thank you. Okay, Carol is happy with the answer. I tried choosing an introductory business course, but it seems like there is none on the portal available for the first semester. Has anyone had similar problem? Thank you for the question. A part of the presentation talked about some prerequisite courses within the business major, which everybody will need before moving to the specific introductory courses in the business. Again, all of you who are interested in business major will build a foundation in your first year, which consists of microeconomics, macroeconomics, and statistics. And then you will be able to look at the specific introductory courses in the business. But the foundation for the business major and the prerequisites for this major are those 3 courses: English, principles of microeconomics, principles of macroeconomics, and statistics. They prepare you for the specific business courses. So in your first year, you will be focusing on the prerequisites, and then you will be able to select your specific business courses. That explains why you're not able to select introductory business courses in the portal. Thank you for the question. For more questions, you can wait for the end of the webinar or email counselor. Oh, this was Carl. Thank you, Carl. Thank you for the suggestion. Nicoletta is asking, can we change everything we have chosen so far at orientation week if we are not sure? Great question, Nicoletta. Absolutely. Again, as I mentioned, this is only the start of your selection and registration process, and your selection can be modified, can be changed completely when you come here for orientation. Many times students get panicked whether what they choose now will be final and they don't have the time to change, or this is final. So it's not the case. It's not the case. You're starting now. Our idea is to give you enough time to understand the process, to make sense to you. And you start now by yourself. Again, we're here to help. You will be coming at orientation, listening at the advisor, faculty advisor, student advisor point of view. Again, revisit your selection, and your final stage again will be at drop week. So from now until the last day of at drop week, you're free to change your course selection. All right. Is it mandatory, is asking somebody, to buy the textbooks for the various courses? Thank you. Also very good question. Let me tell you how it works with the textbook. In the very first week, which we call ad drop week, in the very first class of every subject, the professor will introduce you to the textbook you will need and the the plan for the semester, which is called syllabus. So this is usually the time when you will be getting the textbooks for your courses. Next question. I can't read. Nicoletta, yes. You need to complete, Nicoletto, you need to complete all the prerequisites for the courses and the required courses in order to study a specific major, right? Yes, it's accurate. Every major has a list of courses you will need to take. And I contacted all of you with link to the Advising Center website, where you can find very good and specific information about every major. I have posted the checklist for every major there. Example of a plan for 4 years. Let's say you're interested in math major, and you find a math major and you have 4-year program for your math major. Every semester, what is the recommendation to take in addition to your Gen Ed and other courses? So yes, Nicolette, electives, all kind of courses. Anastasia, how many credits are required to graduate with one major and 2 minors? Okay, Anastasia, no matter of the number of major and minors, every student will need to collect minimum 120 credits. And then based on this amount of credits, you decide how to spend those credits on the certain amount of majors and minors. Again, the minimum amount of credits in order to graduate is 120. That could include 1 major and 2 minors, and depends on the type of major and minors. It could include 2 majors and 1 minor. It really depends. Thank you for the question. Next question, Monica. Normally 120 credits may fit 2 majors and a minor in the general education program. But you're welcome to my office to do the specific calculation. Next question. Either of the EU or US diploma can you get from AUBG? I can understand the question is whether you get the European Union and the American diploma from AUBG, and the answer is yes. And there is a part here from the question which mentions Erasmus semester. The answer here is also yes. Throughout your study at AUBG, you can do a semester or 2 on Erasmus. Of course, there is specific information exactly when you can do that. There is an office which can guide you on that and can answer all those questions. Thank you for the question. Then Daria Naidenova is asking if you... Where was Daria? Oh, okay. If I still haven't decided which my majors will be, and therefore I haven't selected the prerequisite courses for them, can I do it later? Yes, Daria, it's absolutely okay if you come into AUBG and you haven't decided yet what is your major. And this is the wonderful job that our general education program is giving you here. You can take some courses from the general education program and get the flavor and idea about different directions, and then decide on the major. This is the beauty of the liberal art education, that you can take general education courses and not waste time, because you get them as credit for the Gen Ed, and they still could be introductory for some majors. So you will be in good shape. Next question, Teddy Vasilyeva. Is it possible to take course overload in the first semester? Good question. I am asked very often about this. Or you should be in good standing and take it later on during the first year. Thank you. Thank you for the question. Again, because we realize that the first semester and the first year has some time of transition and adjustment, we would like the first semester students to take the maximum amount of credits, up to the maximum, which is 17 per semester, but no more. In your second, third, and fourth year, you qualify for overload, which is over 17 credits. Yet in your first year, students can take up to the maximum amount of credits, which is 17. Thank you for the question. Next question, Jelly Borisova. Is it possible to have semesters abroad and then continue our education at AUBG? Absolutely, and we encourage such a choice. And you can take your semester abroad at certain time at AUBG. Again, there is office which can guide you specifically on how you plan that and how you can transfer the credits from your semester abroad back to AUBG. That's another wonderful thing that you can do, and we do encourage you to do that. How exactly does the Erasmus semester work? Again, I kind of answered the question. You can take semester on Erasmus, I believe, after your second year, and our Erasmus office can guide you specifically on the terms and requirement for your semester on Erasmus. And Carl is also helping with answering the Erasmus and exchange opportunities. Carl specifies that we have over 300 universities all over the world that you can do visit throughout your study at AUBG. Then some. Thank you, Carl. Yes, my colleague Carl from admissions says that there will be workshop about Erasmus during orientation, so you will receive all the details there. Absolutely, thank you. Can non-EU citizen go on Erasmus? Is it open for everyone? Again, that will be question for my colleague from the Erasmus office, which will take part in orientation. Clement, how can we register for the computer science 120 placement test? I have the professors' names that you may contact, their emails and office number in the tutorial for the first semester courses on the advice. Help you with that. All right, thank you, Clement, for your question. I got another thank you for answering a question from Jelly. Thanks. All right. Okay, let's see if we have other questions. Wonderful questions. I do appreciate the interest. Yeah, there are some more questions. Are you aware of the careers that are available after graduating with a degree in European studies? I'm very interested in the degree, but I'm worried my employment options won't be good. Also, excellent question. Question from the faculty advisor from this particular department. In fact, we have Professor Crombois, who is the faculty advisor for European Studies majors, who will be advising first-year students. So, Nicole, you may request that Professor Crombois becomes your advisor and ask that question at your very first meeting with Professor Crombois. Our professors will be answering questions related to employment, internships within the European Union. So, good question from Professor Crombois, who will be first year advisor. And I suggest that you request this professor to be your advisor and discuss those opportunities at your very first meeting, which will be during orientation. Next question, is there a benefit to graduating with more than 120 credits? Okay, also very good question. I can say that's the minimum. 120 credits is the minimum, and maximum is 132. And within this range, minimum 120, maximum 132 credits, your tuition payment is fixed. Now, if a student exceeds 132 credits, that is coming with some extra fee. So, in short, it's good to be able to graduate within the range of minimum 120 credits and maximum 132. This is a range within which the tuition payment is fixed. Thank you for the question. Next question, where can I find a list of required and prerequisite courses for all of the majors and minors? Also a good question, which we answered already. The AUBG website has lots of space devoted on majors and minors there. The list of courses that you need to take, careers that you can pursue, etc. And another resource is the Advising Center website, where we have posted a checklist for all the majors, an example of a degree plan for the major for your 4 years of studies, combined with the other courses you take throughout your studies. All right. How does the self-designed major works? Okay, I was expecting a question about self-designed major. We call this secondary major, meaning that you will need to think about your first major and then consider the self-designed major. Self-designed major is a research work that students can do on a topic which is not offered as a particular major at AUBG, but with having a professor as a mentor, you can do a specific research on a topic, again, which is not offered as a major. The main thing to do is approach a faculty that teaches a field you find very interested in and kind of discuss opportunity for research on a specific topic on which the professor or two professors can guide you. Okay. Question from Monica. Are we obliged to take a gen ed courses in every single of the 7 categories? Or could we instead have one or more from one category and none from another? Thank you for the question, Monica. Answer is every student will need 12 courses from the gen ed program from the 7 categories, the way they were listed in the slide I devoted on the gen ed program. 5 of the categories require 2 courses, and 2 of the categories, such as aesthetic expression and science, require only 1 course. Now you can choose which are these courses, but you will need to have courses from the 7 categories according to the requirement for each of the category. All right, does choosing minors increase amount of tuition? choosing a minor would not affect your tuition if you are staying within the range of credits that we discussed. Minimum 120, maximum 132. Okay, thank you. I have a question. What is aesthetic expression? Is it a group from art department? Yes, these are the arts. Aesthetic expression is the category where courses such as drawing, theater, musical instruments are offered. So every student will need to take one course from this category as part of the general education program. All right, it's 5 o'clock sharp, and do we have more questions, Victor? Wonderful questions. I'm looking forward to be in touch with you. Again, I'm available for all the questions you may have related to course selection, either on email or phone call. Do ask your questions. We have a goal together to make sure that you have a good selection of courses in your first semester, which will make you very successful in your first semester. And again, I will say it again, take it easy. Do read the guidelines on the Advising Center website, AUBG website. Get the information. Us to make sure that you have selected your courses well. And remember, it's just a start. We will work together throughout orientation, throughout the Ed Drop week. So we will make sure that you have a good selection of courses in your schedule. Thank you again for joining the webinar. Have a wonderful remaining part of the summer, working on your course selection and enjoying some time off, of course. And I'm looking forward to seeing you here on campus during orientation. Thank you again. Good luck to everyone.